needs, what do I mean? Long time ago, in 1943, a psychologist named Maslow explained the basic human needs. And he said, there are different kinds of basic human needs, which he called the Maslow's Hierarchy of needs, which can be dependent on your physiological needs. And by physiological needs, I mean the basic needs of food, of shelter, of being safe, and then the safety needs, of course, and belongingness and love needs. Like it said, no man is an island. We all need someone to love, someone to get connected to, because even when we achieve something, even when we have all the money or we have all the successes, what is the first thing we want to do? We want to go and share it with someone. Share it with a best friend, share it with a significant other, or share it with our kids, or whoever other important person might be in our lives. And then esteem needs. Like most people try to make more money, get promoted, or make a name for themselves. And money is not the only reason they want to do that. The reason they want to do that is to have prestige, to have a good reputation in the society. Especially in the Eastern society, reputation matters more than money. And even in Western society where money sometimes matters more, still, the main reason people want to have more money or to get more successes is to get a better esteem in the society and in the eyes of the friends and family and the people who know them. And then we have the self-actualization, which is the highest form of need. And by self-actualization, what I mean is the mean to grow, to give back, to help other people, to get more spiritual, to know what is that higher power, what is that force which rules the whole world, what is the thing we call energy. Why do some people live feeling energy of everyone else like an empath, whereas someone else doesn't have any energetic connection to anyone else? What are those key forces which man cannot explain? Those are the self-actualization needs. And the famous coach and motivational speaker, Tony Robbins, has his own version of the Maslow's Hierarchy of needs. And for him, there are 6 needs, and the first one starts with certainty. And if you think that the figure is crooked, you are right, but it's crooked by purpose, by design, not by mistake. Most people have certainty and significance as their basic human needs. And even if they achieve all the significance in the world, they become a famous, successful, highly rich person like Robin Williams or Kate Spade. Still, if they don't fulfill their human need of love and connection or growth and contribution, one day they commit suicide. So, out of all the basic needs, if someone has certainty or significance, if you do a study, you will see that they are not that happy. They are the people who are bound to get more depressed, or they are the people who might want to kill others or kill themselves just to get significant. Like, what does a terrorist get out of killing 1,000 people? Everyone talks about him, right? That's a significance. Or what does someone else get by going and giving their life for the country? Again, it's significance. So different people can get significance in different ways, and we all have all these 6 human needs in different proportions. But our life is ruled by what are our top 2 or top 3 needs. And if 3 or 4 of our needs is met in any situation, we become addicted to that. For example, if someone is always going and helping others and never taking care of themselves, they get sick. They don't go to the doctor because they have something else to do for someone, or they are always giving everything away, so they are destitute. So they are a good person and their basic need is contribution, but at the same time, they don't have any self-care, and so they don't have any significance in that. So they need a little bit of significance in their own life in order to be able to do some self-care, in order to make themselves also healthy and happy. So you have to have a balance among all the needs. Then the other need is certain uncertainty or variety. And many people have that as their top most need, and those are the people who go on adventures. Those are the people who will go and change careers. Or those are the people who will host events like this, where you are not certain how it's going to go, right? So they take pleasure in having uncertainty as one of their top needs. Whereas significance, which I already talked about, and then certainty is another thing. Like some people are like that, okay, they know, okay, how to go from point A to B, what are the different stops they have to take in between the A to B, and what they will get to when they get there. And those are the people who live in their comfort zone. And so certainty is also not a very good thing to have as your topmost need, because always nothing is certain. Like they say, change is the only constant. So everything will change sometime or the other. Every up will have a down, or every down will have an up. So for that, you have to make sure that you have it in moderation and not make it your top priority if you want to be happy. Because even if someone is living in one place their whole life, they have their kids, they have their significant others, everyone in the community knows them and they know. But someone can move out, someone can move in. A catastrophe like an earthquake or a flood can happen, or a fire can happen. So things will always change. So you have to be prepared for that. And then love and connection. And the people usually who have love and connection as their top need are some of the more happier ones and more successful ones. But again, they have to have a little bit of significance in their love and connection, because if they don't, and if they suppose are with someone who is very abusive, just for the sake of love and connection, they will keep on being there. Doesn't matter how they are being hurt, how they are being demoralized, how they are being treated, and they'll keep on doing that to the point where one day they will totally lose interest in anything and everything. So again, love and connection is a very good thing, and it's very good if you have a healthy boundary of little bit of significance, a little bit of contribution attached to it. But on its own, anything I would say in the extreme becomes bad for you. So anything in moderation and will be good for you. So we have to have the right balance among the 6 human needs. And the growth. I think this crowd is a good example of growth, because we all won't be here if we didn't want growth, right? We would be sitting watching TV or playing some video games or doing something else. We all have different things to do with our time. So growth is another good thing to have as one of your top human needs, and because it helps you learn new things, it helps you go to different trainings, it helps you grow mentally, read more books, give out more, or go visit new places to learn the different habits and the different cultures and the different way that different people think and behave. Because if you go from here to even, I would say, another country like Spain, which is not even that far, people will be very, very different, more family oriented and more cohesive. And if you go to something like India, they will be even more different, totally opposite, because it's a team oriented society, where here it's more individualistic society. So in India, like even if someone grew up in a home and they have emotional attachment to it, even if someone offers them 3 times the price, they won't sell it because they have the memories attached to it. But if someone they really love needs a place to stay, they will give it that home for free. Whereas here, it's more capitalistic society, so it's more about business, right? So once you visit different places, you get the different viewpoints, and then you take the best from all the different cultures, all the different societies, and build a more comprehensive and more complete mindset. And then, of course, the contribution. So who hasn't heard of Mother Teresa, right? She's the epitome of contribution. Her whole life was spent in contribution. So people like that are rare, but they make a big impact on this world. But again, I would say apart from contribution, little bit of significance was there, because otherwise you wouldn't get so many exposure or so much of fanfare from the rest of the world. So it was a good combination to have, but she made such a big impact in so many developing countries, even including India. She has a big missionaries which helped a lot of poor and destitute people find health care, get education, and help them out, and used to take all these kids from the streets and help them a lot. So those are some of the basic human needs. Now my question is, what are your top 2 basic human needs? Anyone? Did you get an idea of what I mean by basic human needs? Mm-hmm. Or do you want me to explain it a little bit more?
Can we go back to the list so that's
sure.
visible?
Yeah. Any of them?
Love.
Yeah. So that's
Love and connection.
Love and connection is the topmost. And why do you say that?
It's a fundamental requirement for my happiness.
That's amazing. And what are the rules? Like what, which makes you feel love and connection?
What makes me feel love and connection?
Yes.
Having somebody, my partner, whom I love and who I feel love back from.
Mm-hmm.
Does that answer the question?
That answers only partly, but there is, I'll tell you, there is a problem with it. I'll tell you why the problem is, right? So, if you feel love and connection, you will feel happy, right? And you feel it because your partner loves with you and connects with you. But what if the partner goes away? Or what? So you need to have more rules. I'm saying this is a very good topmost human skill to have. But in order to always feel loved and connected, you might need to have more rules than just your partner doing that to you. Like you can make a rule, okay, every time I see a romantic movie, I feel love. Every time I see a baby smiling, I feel love. Or every time you see something beautiful or a couple kissing, you might feel love, right? Or every time your friend compliments you, you feel connection. So if you set more simple rules like that, you will always have love and connection in your life. But if you just base it on one individual person, then you won't always have love and connection in your life. And in the end, so you will start feeling unhappy if they didn't do something which made you loved and appreciated. Right?
Yep, I know what heartbreak is like.
Yeah. See? So that's why I'm saying. So that's the reason of me explaining about the basic human needs, is because I want to see what rules people set in order to feel loved, in order to feel connected, right? Like for me, when I was going through a lot of stuff in my life, I was of course down in the dumps and I wouldn't even smile, and then my basic human need is love and connection and growth. But the thing is, I wasn't doing all that, and also all my rules were very strict. Okay, if I have this person in my life who loves and connects, then I feel loved and connected. If this happens, but those things always don't happen, right? So then I had to change my rules after I went into the education mode and the training mode, and I had to change the rules to the fact that, okay, every time I see a happy couple, I feel the love and the connection. Or every time I see a romantic movie, I feel the love and connection. Anytime I read a romantic book or a romantic poetry of Rumi, I will feel love. Or anytime someone appreciates what I do, I feel love. Or anytime I go see an ad where it's something about relationship, I feel love. So that way, if you make the rules, the simpler you make your rules, the more times you will feel that your primary basic human need.